Ranking the best free cards in Madden 24. All right, today we got a new video right here. Today I put all the potentially free cards you could get right now in Madden 24, and we're going to be ranking all of these cards. Now, first off, we're going to rank all the cards by position. So you can see we got quarterback, then running back, receiver, and so on. Then at the end of the video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the 87 B&Ds you could potentially choose. And finally, we're going to talk about the B&D legend and the B&D 88 AKA player at the end of the video, because I think you should make those choices based on what we have right here, especially if you're a no money spent player. Now, the three potential free options at quarterback that you could get that have nothing to do with like a promo B&D, Bryce Young and RG3, you can't get these anymore, but I feel like a lot of you guys watching this still have these cards. And finally, you can get the compass Justin Fields. So we're going to start it with Justin Fields. Actually, I think Justin Fields is an S tier free card in the game. One of the better quarterbacks in the game. I think he's for sure a locked in top 5 quarterback. One of the best mobile QBs in the game. I think his Gen 2 release is really solid. Bryce Young right here, I think his time just has kind of passed. I'm going to go ahead and put him in the F tier. And lastly right here, RG3. I'm actually going to split the difference right here. I think C or B for RG3. I still think he can somewhat get the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the B tier. Again, not a bad free card, but I think Justin Fields is levels above him. And by just logging in, you could have got Chris Brooks or Dante Foreman. I believe you can still get Dante Foreman right now. And Chris Brooks is an 87 speed running back, Dante Foreman 86 speed. I think they're both on the same level though. I think they're okay cards in the game. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the C tier. After that, we get DeAndre Swift, kind of like Bryce Young. I just think it's a little bit past his time. Now, here's the thing about Frank Gore, and the reason why I'm going to put him below Chris Brooks and Dante Foreman, you would have to use all your team captain token spots on him, and we got a couple other team captains to cover. I just think will be a little bit better for you. So for me, he's going to go ahead and go in the D tier, and I'm not saying I hate the card. He's 86 speed, but I just think his value as a free card just really isn't there, especially when the next card we got, Arian Foster, as a free card in the game. I think this is another S tier option. He gets RB apprentice, can potentially get jukebox. I think he's still one of the better running backs in the game. I absolutely love this Arian Foster card. And right after that, we get Victor Cruz, wide receiver, another Hispanic Heritage Month card. I think he is actually really solid. For me, he's going to go ahead and be in the B tier with RG3. Has 87 speed and some pretty decent route runnings. After that, we get DeAndre Hopkins. Again, I think it's a little bit past his time, but I think he's a little bit better than Bryce Young and DeAndre Swift. For me, he's going to go in the D tier. Now we get one of the first compass rewards, George Pickens. This is still a really good card in the game. It's just you can't get him right now. So I kind of debated having him and like the other players from season 1 on this list. That's why you don't see the headliner players either. I kind of wish I would have did this during season 1, but George Pickens right here, he is going to go ahead and start our A tier. If you still have him, I think he is a phenomenal receiver in the game. And right after that, we get the current field pass reward, Randy Moss. This is going to go ahead and be another S tier player for us. I think he's an S tier player, just period. Probably the best free card we could get, maybe. All right, after that, we get the login reward, Dallas Goedert with 86 speed. This is not a bad tight end card. Don't really want all the angry run players right by each other, but again, a really solid option in the game. I'm going to put him C. And after that, we get the campus hero, Michael Mayer. Again, like RG3, the solos are now gone for him. If you still have him, I think the same of him and Dallas Goedert. I think they are on the same exact tier. And finally, right here, we get the field pass, Travis Kelce. This is another great field pass reward. For me, I don't think he's an S tier player throughout the game, but as a free card, I think he's one of the best we can get. And now we have Jason Kelce and the field pass, Kevin Mawai for offensive linemen. If you are trying to maximize your value, Kevin Mawai doesn't really make sense because you can get Jason Kelce in the field pass for free, right? So for me, this Jason Kelce, I think he's really I think he's, again, great free card in the game. Kevin Mawai, however, his value just isn't there because we can get Jason Kelce, right? So for me, I'm going to put him like C. It's not because this card is bad, right? Honestly, you can argue he's a better card than Jason Kelce. It's just value wise, I think Kelce's value is just a lot higher. Now, I debated having this card right here on the list. This is something you could potentially get from Prime Gaming, which I guess you could say isn't really free. If you have Amazon Prime and you link your EA account to your Amazon Prime account, you get a card like this, like a lower overall version of a top end card in the game. Jared Allen though, very solid card. For me, he's going to go ahead and go into the B tier. And right after that, we get Reggie White. This is another really good rusher in the game. I'm going to go ahead and put him in the A tier. This is from season 1 though. So like I said, if you already have him, good. But if you don't, kind of can't get him. After that, we get Aaron Donald. This is another like beastly rusher in the game. So far, I think all the field pass cards are all S tier for me. Now, after that, we get Malcolm Rodriguez right here. This is just really not a good card. For me, he's going to go ahead and go into the F tier. Really, he's someone with the Hispanic heritage amongst solos and stuff. You really don't have to do his card. And after that, we get back-to-back Micah Parsons, MCS Micah Parsons, MCS cards. This is one of 2 MCS cards on this video, and the next MCS tournament is coming up soon. So if you want a card like Micah Parsons or Isaiah Palomau, some beastly cards in the game, make sure to have your EA and your Twitch account linked so you can claim drops and potentially get a future card. I don't believe you can get Micah, and I don't believe you can get Palomau anymore. But this Micah Parsons right here, it's just as simple as like a tier difference in my opinion. Like, they're both beastly cards. Honestly, you could argue them both being in the S tier. I'm gonna go ahead and have the 90 in the S tier. He's just a little bit better. It's like a couple plus ones here and there. And after that, we get team captain Channing Crowder. This right here is my favorite team captain just because of positional value. I'm gonna go ahead and put him as a free card. His value in the game, I'm putting him S tier, and I know you're gonna say he's slower. I get it, but if we take a look at all the options in the game, right? Like, if we take a look at all the options, who else can get lurk artists? The answer is no one. For me, his value as a free lurk artist is just insane. So I am a big time fan of this Channing Crowder card. And after that, we got Rondé Barber, and also, you know what? I'll just cover the team captains right by each other. So Rondé Barber, Eric Berry. Honestly, you could argue them S tier if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and put both of them in the A tier. Now, here's why I did that and why Channing Crowder for me is S. If you're starting Rondé Barber or Eric Berry over Crowder, you don't really want the lurk artist. I get it, and you can go ahead and say like flip-flop on them, right? I just think, again, Channing Crowder's value as that lurk artist for me is S tier. There are a lot of like better, cheaper corners and safeties in the game than there are better, cheaper linebackers. I hope that makes sense. And after that, we get the Compass reward from season 1, AJ Terrell. This is another like S card for me. I just want to put him D tier, man. Wasn't really a big fan of this card when he dropped, and I still really don't like him. After that, we get Christian Gonzalez though. This is a pretty solid card right here. Can get the pick artist ability. For me, I'm also going to go ahead and have him in the B tier. I think he is really, really solid. And we get the season 1 max field pass reward right here, Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is still a freaking beast, man. I am going to go ahead and once again, I think he's an S tier free card in the game. I do. I think he is absolutely amazing. And after that, we get Isaiah Palomau. This is one of the best cards in the game, period. For me, he is going to be someone, again, that goes into the S tier. And he's probably the best free card we could get. Again, another MCS card. So like I said about the MCS Micah Parsons, link your EA and your Twitch account and you could get drops, and you could potentially get a card like this. And we got the season 2 Compass reward right here, J-Ron Curse. J-Ron Curse for me is up there with Palomau, man. 2 amazing safeties right here that you could potentially get for free. And for the last card right here, where you don't have to make a choice, he's a kicker. He's a kicker. I don't even think he's a good kicker, but his value, just his positional value, I'm going to go ahead and put him in the B tier. And now we got the Unstoppable promo, the lower overall, just if there's any value here, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to get rid of all the bad cards, right? So like Hayden Hurst, Alex Singleton, Allen Robinson, Zach Ertz, Ernest Jones, Corey Littleton, I all think are bad cards. Out of all the 84s, I like Jabril Peppers. For me, Jabril Peppers, I would go ahead and put him in the C tier. He has a little bit of value as a nice little budget option. Now we get the 87s right here. There aren't really any bad cards. I think out of the bunch, the 2 that I like the least though, just based off value in this list as well, because we look at the free cards we could get. Like, we got a quarterback, we got running back, some tight ends, offensive linemen, some safeties. For me, the positions that really just, you know, just don't have value. Kirk Cousins, who again, I think he's solid. Like, I'll put him B tier by like RG3. I actually love that placement. And Jimmy Graham right here is probably out of the bunch. I don't know if he's better than Dallas. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the C tier. And all right, this is what we're left with. I think out of the bunch though, the card that I think is the worst objectively is Kenny Clark. This is going to be another one that I'm going to go ahead and put in the B tier. I don't think he's bad. And we're left with these 3 right here. And I think they all have good arguments to be your choice. Shaq Leonard is a great pass rusher. Tyler Boyd is a pretty solid receiver. For me, Tyler Boyd, I'm going to put him, I think he's a little bit better than Victor Cruz. I'll put him at the bottom end of A. And your receivers could be Randy Moss, George Pickens, Tyler Boyd. Don't mind that at all. Or Randy Moss, Tyler Boyd, Victor Cruz. Don't mind that at all. Now I will put Shaq Leonard as well at the top of this A tier. And finally, Marcus Peters is going to be my choice. He is going to be in this S tier. And now we got the 87 most feared cards right here. Now what we did previously, we're going to do the exact same thing again, where we're just going to get rid of the bad cards, right? Who do I think is a bad card in this? Shaq Thompson is pretty bad. Isaiah White is pretty bad. And Mac Jones right here, again, his positional value just isn't there. Putting him by Kirk Cousins, RG3. Next up is going to be cards that positional value just really aren't there, or I just don't think they're that great at their position. And the two I want to talk about are Gabe Davis and T. Higgins. Just don't think they are that good, right? I'm going to put them on the same level as Victor Cruz, because I think Victor Cruz's value might even be a little bit higher, because I don't think these two cards are great. I would rather choose Tyler Boyd than I would these cards. Darnell Mooney, I'm also going to place like right by them as well. And another card that I think is good, but his positional value just isn't there based on being free, is Breece Hall. So once again, I'm putting Breece Hall kind of by these 87 most feared right here, because we could potentially get Arian Foster, who I even think is just straight up better. Frank Ragnow right here is another card that is good, but he just can't be my choice because we can get Jason Kelce again for free. We could even get Kevin Mawai as well. I'm actually going to put him by Kevin Mawai for the same reasoning. Tyler Higbee, Juwan Johnson, again, not bad cards, but to me, their value just isn't there. I'm putting both of them in the B tier because, again, we could get free field pass Travis Kelce. I'm going to put Joe Tryon right here, also in the B tier, because I just think out of the bunch for like pass rushers, him, Grady Jarrett, Jalen Phillips, he's worse than Grady Jarrett and Jalen Phillips. Now, if you choose anyone out of this bunch, I don't think you're wrong. I'm going to go ahead and get it started with an S tier choice, though. I just think Landon Dickerson as a left guard, choosing a lineman that you won't have to upgrade for a little while, I just always think that is a smart choice. So he's going to go ahead and go into the S tier. And based on the fact that we chose Marcus Peters out of the Unstoppable, I'm going to put Kendall Fuller and also Sean Murphy-Bunting in this A tier. Again, think they are really good cards. If you choose them, I don't think you're wrong. I'm going to also put Jalen Petrie and Malik Hooker in this A tier because, again, we just have a lot of safeties, and I think their value, especially if we do use Channing Crowder as a team captain, that's why they are an A. And that leaves us with two choices right here. I promise it's not Dolphins bias. A pass rush duo of Micah Parsons and Jalen Phillips off the edge with Aaron Donald in the middle. I think that is really, really nice. So I'm going to put Jalen Phillips S, and then I'm going to put Grady Jarrett in the A tier. And I actually completely forgot about the mystery player. Mystery player Terry Tate now. He does get ×5 most feared chemistry. Can also get that lurk artist ability. And I know a lot of people, you might want to user him, and I don't think that's a bad strategy, but this card right here, his player model is huge. I think he is an S tier pass rusher in the game, period. Kind of right by Micah Parsons. And that makes me want to change something, though. And you could do one of two things with this, right? Use him and Micah Parsons as the pass rush duo, drop down Jalen Phillips, and then get like another CB like Kendall Fuller, Malik Hooker as a safety. I think those strategies are fine, right? Or get Tyler Boyd as a receiver. I just think with Terry Tate and Micah Parsons, that is already a deadly pass rush duo. And my bad for forgetting about Terry Tate. With Terry Tate, a couple days later, we also got free John Madden left tackle. And just for his positional value, he's also going in this S tier. You can potentially get an offensive line, like the entire left side is free with Jason Kelce, Landon Dickerson, and John Madden. Now, the first thing I want to talk about with y'all, I pulled it up on month.gg, is the 88 B&D for the AKA promo. You get this from the Comp Pass, and you only have 6 choices, right? The two that really don't make sense, Blonde Bomber and Country Strong. The reason why they don't make sense, like Country Strong, great card in the game, right? The reason I don't think they make sense, we have Jason Kelce, and we also have Justin Fields. So positional value not there. Strong doesn't really make sense because we have Travis Kelce. Now, other than that, we have Pat Pete, we have LT, we have Devontae Smith, right? LT, if you want to swap Jalen Phillips, say for Grady Jarrett, but Smith and Pat Pete, right? They both have glaring weaknesses as well. I really think overall for this, there really isn't a great choice. You could go Country Strong, play him at center, play Jason Kelce at guard. I don't think that's a bad choice. That's just my thought process. So I don't really, the only choices that I think are objectively wrong is probably Blonde Bomber and Smith, because I just don't think they're that great of cards. And really Pat Pete really isn't that great anymore either. Now we also have to take a look at the 90 overall B&D for most feared. We have to ignore some of the LTDs obviously as well. But again, based on all the free cards, where do I think the value is? I think Lamar, Donald Parham, top end cards in the game for sure. You could argue like taking them, that makes sense. But overall value, we have like Justin Fields that I know like Lamar is better, but again, we just have Justin Fields. Parham, we have Travis Kelce. We also got people like Budda Baker, Matt Judon, George Kittle, Cooper Kupp. A lot of skill positions. People that I think are most tempting to take, again, someone like Zach Martin that you won't have to upgrade for a while. I think it makes sense. points. Also, getting another lurk artist to pair with Channing Crowder again makes sense. Or you just go all out and get like one of the best players like a Jair Alexander at corner, Kayvon Thibodeau, beastly pass rusher again, Justin Simmons, one of the better safeties in the game, free safety. And I mean, receiver wise, Jamar Chase is a beast as well. I think if you go Jamar Chase, I think that is a fine choice. I think out of the bunch, you can justify almost every single one of these cards, man. And this is what I would say for the legend that you could potentially get for free. This is not a B&D card, so there's really two options, right? We save the legend pack and then we get one of the new legends. We instantly sell them off, make our whole team better, right? Now, if you want an actual choice though, always go for one of the higher overalls, right? Like don't go ahead, don't get like an 89 when you could get 90s that you could sell as well. That just really doesn't make sense to me. And out of this bunch, right, like Joe Montana, great card in the game, only card still with Howard Master. I would avoid him though because we have Justin Fields. We're trying to get the most amount of value. Honestly, I think Lincoln Kennedy is a fine choice at a right tackle spot that you won't have to upgrade probably till Christmas. Michael Strahan isn't bad. Like a lot of these like boring positions, even Luke Kuechly though, getting you another lurk artist to combo with Channing Crowder, I think that makes sense. And Harold Carmichael, he's 6'8", he is a beast, so I would understand why you would choose that too. But yeah, I just wanted to make a tier list, give you guys my thoughts on all these free cards, the choices that I would make, and I hope y'all did enjoy this video, man. Let me know down below though, because I want to make this something that we do update ever so often. And also let me know down below in the comments, did I miss any cards? Because we went over a lot today and I might have missed a couple. Let me know down below in the comments. Again, I didn't put headliners or a lot of the season 1 stuff in that you really have no chance to get. But if you guys did enjoy this video, man, you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, stay up to date with the best cards in Madden. And if you guys want to watch me play live, make sure to hit that noti bell. Been streaming over here on YouTube, would love to see y'all pop into some streams. Also check the links in the description. Been streaming a lot over on Twitch as well. I dual stream on YouTube and Twitch. Love to see y'all either again on the Twitch or the YouTube. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check this one out right here. I ranked the best Steam teams in Madden 24.